Alright, so welcome to my NHL 20 all-time roster season. This is the end of the first month. You see the date here, November 1st. I've been going through my season. So what I'm going to do is every 2 weeks into the season, I'm going to do scoring leaders and I'm going to do the team standings again. The reason I waited till the end of November for this first month is, with it being the first month, I want to make sure everyone played at least 10, 11, 12 games before I looked at the standings or anything at all. I didn't want to do it like 5 games in. So I am going to do it about every 2 weeks. So you can see Radulov here for Nashville. They've played 13 games already. They're probably going to, I guess every 6 or so, I think every two weeks they play, let's have a look here. They play about 6 games. So yeah, so the 15th would be my next. But Nashville's schedule is a little out. Like if you look at Pittsburgh, who I'm using too. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pretty much 6 games. Each team's probably gonna have about 5 or 6 games. So I'll update the stats and stuff around then, depending on how it goes. But that's my plan. Okay, so let's start with the teams. Let's look at the teams. Okay, so Metro. I've used the Penguins. I've full simmed 2 of their games. I didn't play 2 of them, and they won both of them. So they got a 13-0 record. A lot of overtime wins, some comebacks. So that's a legit record right there. A little lucky, but I'll take it. So you can see Pittsburgh's on top of the Metro. You got Washington right there. Jersey's right there, even though they've played not too many games. So Jersey, Philly, Columbus kind of battling it out for that wild card. Islanders right now. No one's really out of it yet. Okay. Just another cool stat I look at is goals for. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really used Pittsburgh I've used. You can see they're clearly ahead of everybody. What about goals against? Yeah, they're also up there in goals against because I use them a lot too. So, but not too bad. I mean, New Jersey, as you can imagine, 32. Is the lowest. I mean, Pittsburgh's only 8 more goals, so that's not too bad. Washington's given up a ton though, so their goaltending might have a problem. Okay, let's check out the Atlantic. Montreal, as you would expect, they got a stacked team. Quebec's doing very well. They have really weak goaltending on paper, but the goaltending looked really good. Ottawa's been really good too. Hartford, I've mixed Hartford and Florida Panthers alumni together to make Hartford a little stronger. So they got like Huberdeau and Barkov and players like that added on. I didn't create Luongo or Van Beesbrook for Florida. I did create Lou for Vancouver. And Toronto there is kind of 500. I'm surprised that Boston's a team. I'm surprised they're not doing very good. So that'll be interesting to see. Central, let's go to the West. Of course, Detroit. Detroit's another team I've been using quite a bit. I don't think I've full simmed any of their games, but I've pretty much had joined in the third period and stuff. It's hard when when I'm taking control of Pittsburgh, it's hard to play full games of other teams too. It just takes too much time, and so the teams that I like to use, I just kind of skim to the second period, or I'll skim straight to the third and just join in. Colorado doing very well. St. Louis too. Mini. A pretty strong division, except for, Chicago's struggling. They lost Patrick Kane, I think, first game of the season, but they still have way more talent to be that low. And Dallas kind of struggling too, but you're going to have teams that are struggling because just the way the league's set up. Out here on the Pacific/Smythe division, we got Oilers, who I've been using a lot, are on top. Lots of goal scorers, as you can see. They're right behind Pittsburgh in goal scorers, I think, by 1. As you can imagine, Edmonton and Pittsburgh, 2 highest scoring teams. Vancouver, I've used a lot too. They're done well. This is the surprise. Anaheim, I haven't used at all. I've played against them. Now, they've also lost 4 in a row. So that record, 7-4-3, is pretty much like they were 7-1-2 like a week ago. So I think Vancouver's kind of past them now. Calgary's a team which I like to use. They're pretty solid too in LA. And then, yeah, you're going to have a couple teams here. So let's just have a quick look at the West. This is how the West looks. There's your wild cards. I think this is kind of not set up properly, but East, Pittsburgh, Montreal, 2 best teams. Pittsburgh clearly the best in the league at the moment. Yeah, but Edmonton's just 6 points behind him. That's not too much. Montreal, Washington, Vancouver, Detroit. That's your top 5. Top 10, Quebec, Ottawa right outside. Okay, so let's look at some player stats. This is the fun thing here. What I'm going to do is just go to the entire league. I'm sure Lemieux's on top, but yeah, so you got Mario, 27 points. Yager, his line mate, right there with him. Yari Curry is putting up tons of points as well. He's right there too. And then Bure. These are guys that, all 4 of these guys are guys I use. Backstrom I don't use. I know Nick Backstrom actually has the single season record for points, 6. And he got 5 assists in that game. So, Stevens, Eiserman, guys I'm using. I mean, Bondra, he's been playing great. I haven't really used Washington much at all. So, okay, let's look at the goal scorers. Yeah, Pavel Bure on top. Yager right behind him. Bondra there. Yari Curry, Stevens. These are pretty much everyone here I use except for Bondra. Verbeek's put a lot into. You can see Richard, Bobby Hall. Well, that's Brett. Corey Perry, who's had a resurgence back to Anaheim as well. And the playmakers. Yeah, Lemieux on top. He's feeding Yager and Stevens, who both have more than 10 goals each. So makes sense. Lemieux's got 20. Backstrom, he's setting up Bondra and Ovechkin. Ray Bourque, defenseman for it's the Colorado. So McGinley, O'Reilly. Oh, Yager's up there too. He's having a good year, setting up Stevens. Lemieux's got 7 goals too, so that's not bad. He's scoring in half the games. Okay, there's a quick look at it there. A quick look at plus minus. Not bad. Pretty much a plus for each game they've played. Penalty minute leaders. Haha, Marty McSorley. Who else? Number 1. Michael Renberg up there. McSorley again, Kasparaitis. Jordan Staal for me. I'm surprised he's up there in penalties. So a lot of faces you'd expect. Stevens. Who's been the top shooters? Yeah, Lemieux, I get lots of shots with him. Game-winning goals. Curry. That's typical Yari Curry too. Who's got the most shorties? Orpik with 2 shorties? What? He didn't have 2 shorties in his life. Average time wise, Brian Leach putting in almost half an hour a night. Him and Brad Park. Zubov, he's always up there. See, none of my guys are up here. These are all computer players. Alright, let's take a look at the keepers. You can see the win leaders. Fuhrer, Lou, Patrick Waugh. Craig Anderson doing well. Ottawa's doing good. Hope be doing good, although I think his numbers aren't great. So who's got shoutouts? Bouchard. This is the reason Quebec's been... He's only like an 83, but look at the record. 4 shutouts. Like, are you kidding me? And then you got Hall, Rene, who's got 2 by himself. I haven't helped him at all. And you got a bunch of guys with 1. Jaguar, Kipper, Bobrovsky, Dominator. Waz got 1. Alright, let's check the save percentage, which is a big number. Hedberg. Oh yeah, he played 1 game for me because Barrasso still out. He got hurt halfway through the month. And Matt Murray took over and he's been amazing for me. Look at his record. He got a shutout in there too. He's played awesome. Ken Dryden. Who's facing the most shots here? Grant Fuhrer. As you expect, Edmonton's defense not very good. I'm not too impressed with their D, but it works. Their offense definitely makes up for it. Yeah, Nashville, they're a bad team this year. They have a great defense, though. I'm surprised he's facing that many shots. Shots against. Oh, that's saves. Sorry, my bad. That's saves. That's shots against. But as you would expect, the same guys are on top. Goals against. Yeah, Rene Hopi giving up a lot. Okay. Oops, I should have stayed there. What I want to do now is just go through some teams and have a quick look. So this is my team here I've been using. I've used them all every minute of every game except for 2 games. I skipped. They won both of them. So there's your top line, ripping ass. Here's your second line that's pretty much averaging a point a game. Here's my top defenseman, Murph. He's way down. Usually the top D would have more points than that, just by getting assists. But Joe Mullen, Francis, and Kovalev is my third line. No, Getzel. So Mullen's doing pretty good. He's on the 4th line, and he's got 5 goals. That's pretty good. Francis is my 3rd line center. Latang. See, here's what you see with defensemen. A lot of assists. Kunitz, 4th line forward, played well. Coffee, my top D. He should be my top D. He's doing well. He's not as good defensively though. I definitely noticed that with him. I try to not hit as much with him and play the physical style because he's more of a skater. Kovalev, who's been playing good as late, got off to a bit of a crappy start his first 10 games. The last 3 games he's been more productive. Okay, I'll just do it. Hold on, you don't want to see all these teams. Philly, here's Philly. Yeah, Leach and Leclerc. Lindros too. The goal scoring's pretty balanced as far as top end. Yeah, Lindros and Leclerc both have 6 each. That's my LOD line. Renberg, you can see down the list, has 2, and Leach, Desjardins. It's a little more balanced. They got off to a slow start. I think their first 3 or 4 games are all losses, and I played them. And I just wasn't. I inserted some new players, and I took Chris Pronger out of their lineup, so I had a little bit of adjustment, but I think I figured them out now. And Barber too, and Desjardins. So expect their numbers to go up next month. Let's see, another team that I use is Vancouver. Bure scoring machine, as you can see. That top line's playing good. And then Kessler and Sedin are on the second unit. They're doing well. Jeff Brown, I love shooting the puck with him. Always causes chaos. Top 10's pretty expected. Alright, let's just check out the Caps real quick. Oh, Ovechkin's doing well. He's got 6 goals, 11 assists. You'd expect him to be at 12, but I mean, Bondra's, that's the top line right here. So they got almost 20 points each. By the next weekend here, they'll all be at 20 points. They're scoring goals. They're scoring goals. Pretty balanced scoring after Bondra at 6, 6, 5, 5. Yeah, they're scoring goals. They're a goal-scoring team for sure. Let's check out what Boston's doing here. They're struggling. Look at that. They're not scoring. 8 points in 12 games is their leader. Espo, 5 goals, which is respectable, but wow, they have an unbelievable defense too. I created Eddie Shore, Bobby Orr. They have like a 91 overall defense. It's ridiculous. Well, I actually say probably 100 overall defense because everyone's 90 plus. Buffalo, Cal. Let's check out Calgary. How's Fleury doing? Not bad. Chicago not scoring goals at all. Look at this. 3 and 11. 3 and 11 is their leaders. Oh, I'm surprised with. I think Bobby here, and he's been thinking he's Dennis. I might have to start giving Chicago a bit of a boost because they're a team that I want in the playoffs. Whenever my playoffs start, probably in end of summer or winter, I'll eventually get to it. But I definitely want Chicago there, so I might have to start giving them a help hand this next month anyway. That's the other thing about this season stuff is you can see what teams need help. Checking out the stats. Colorado's got a winning record. They're doing pretty well. Pretty balanced scoring if you look at their goals. Detroit, one of my teams as well. Stevie Y on top. Yeah, they're doing well. They're scoring too. Balance. Eiserman and Fedorov leading the way with the goals, but they got a lot. Lidstrom's got 4 goals as a defenseman. Ooh, might have to look at Norris Trophy voting for him. I'll do that next maybe next month update, I'll look at rookies and then I'll look at like defensemen too, and kind of. I think it's still too early to look at that. Just look at the main scoring for now. There you go, Curry. He's got a nice bump over Gretzky. That must be his goals that are the difference. McDavid, that's your top line right there. Here, Coffee, a little more points for Edmonton here. He's playing way more too. He's up there in ice time. I think that's the thing with my team and my defensemen. My defensemen might not be as high in scoring because I don't play anyone like 30 minutes. My top D probably get 21, 22 minutes at the end of the night, depending if there's like special teams and all that. Well, Messier only 2 goals, but 12 points is solid. He's been setting up. And Draisaitl's got 4, Hall's got 4, so that's 8 goals from his line mate. So 2 goals is when you got a centerman that's not got a lot of goals, but his wingers are ripping it up. Like look at Gretzky here. He's got 8, which is a lot, but it's a Gretzky. You expect him to have like 20 by now. But you know, Curry's got 11. McDavid's got 6. So he's only got 7 assists, but he's doing all right. How about LA Gretzky? Yeah, roughly the same. That's the top line there. They're not scoring quite as much as Edmonton, but I've been using Edmonton too, so. Not too much balance here, LA. Montreal, have a quick look at them. Yeah, they're not scoring too much. A little bit of balance though, actually. Oh, they are scoring actually. Richard 9, 4, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Check out Jersey quick. The defenseman's on. Look at 6 goals, 7 assists for Rafalski. 10 games in. Keep an eye on him. He's a Norris guy. He is definitely a Norris candidate. You know what? I'm gonna have to do the defenseman too here, just to. Oh, I know they're struggling. Let's just have a quick look at the D and the Rooks since we're here. Why not? Take 2 seconds. Okay, so the defenseman, top scoring, it's got to be Rafalski. Eh? Oh no, Bork, Rafalski, Coffee, Hatcher, Pietrangelo. Huh. Defensemen are scoring this year. Well, it was Murphy, one of my guys, is there. So is Coffee, but I haven't used all their games. Oh, Kevin Hatcher doing well too. Alright, so let's just check out the Rooks and how the Rooks are doing. There's only 5 rookies in the whole league. Hughes, Makar, and Nikas. Okay, there's your Calder candidates right there. So one of these 2 D's probably going to win it. Probably this guy because I'm using him, but Colorado's has a good record and they're scoring a lot of goals too, so. Alright, I think that's the end of the stat sheet for this month. I'll do one again on the 15th of November.